Morning, guys. Welcome to Coffee Chat. Well, that was nice. What a beautiful morning it is out here. The sun is just smacking me right there in the face, and it feels so nice and warm. And look at the beautiful colors on these trees. Truly amazing. Wow. Anyhow, guys, I hope you had a great weekend. I know the weekends go by really, really quick. It doesn't matter if it's a long weekend or a regular short weekend. It doesn't seem like there's enough time to get what you want to do done. I know. Judy has me getting all of our Christmas stuff down and stuff like that. And, we're starting to put it up, and it's going to be a big job. And I wanted to do that on the weekends, but of course, not enough time to get everything done. But hey, well, it's Monday. And I love Mondays, start of a brand new week. So I'm looking forward to the rest of the day. And I have a great video planned for later on today that you're going to want to see. But needless to say, I was reading a couple articles this morning, and one of them really kind of touched me the right way. So I was reading about this whole campaign against Twitter, because of course now that Elon Musk has taken it over and he's opening it up to people to be able to come out there that were once banned and get back on and share their views in that, the whole woke crowd is like trying to totally get it all, get people to cancel it and not go on Twitter and this and this and this. But as it turned out, Twitter is seeing some of the largest numbers they have ever seen in terms of brand new signups. And guys, that says a lot. Now, what does that say to me? It says that you've got folks out there that have, been kind of like sitting in the background here, not necessarily feeling like they have an opportunity, and more or less we're probably thinking, well, what's the point of joining Twitter if every word or every idea or every thought or any suggestion I make could be censored and cut off there and all that? What's the point of going on there? Because it's not really a platform for, having that free speech. Well, now that Musk is in there and he's saying, look, I'm going to bring back people that were banned. You can have an opportunity to say what you want to say as long as it's respectful and obviously and not necessarily quote unquote real hate type speech and stuff like that. I mean, there are limits, but you're going to be able to have a real discussion and a real debate. And so what you're seeing is all the woke crowd trying to cancel all their accounts. Meanwhile, people are signing up in heaps like they never have before. And I think that is a massive, massive commentary on this whole situation of, this woke agenda. Folks are fed up with it. They don't want to deal with that anymore. Let's have some truth in the mix here. Let's have some honest debate instead of trying to quash and kibosh any kind of opposing opinion with such venom when it was going on. Just absolutely crazy. Now, having said that, we're fortunate enough, those of us that live in these Western countries, where we can actually come out and say our piece without being worried about being thrown in the hoosegow for doing it. Well, you are watching massive protests right now in China over the same kind of deals. And on top of that, China has a zero tolerance policy. Look, they will quash like a bug any kind of, uprisings. Well, that has still not quelled all of the major protests. It is truly something. So the only way that we're really finding out about a lot of this is through individuals that post try to get out some videos that they can. And these protests are really, really big. And I was reading an article on that. And it is something to behold, the courage of these people and the pressure that they're dealing with in order to absolutely have a voice. And you have to commend the Chinese people for having that kind of audacity to say, no, we're not going to take it anymore. And they are standing up. So I guess we're going to see what happens now. I truly hope that the real news gets out there, because the government of China is doing some things that would literally be against international human rights on a major, major scale. If this stuff that they're doing happened on the streets of New York or the streets of London or Ottawa or, Sydney, Australia, or any of other Western countries, free countries, it would be an outcry to the nth degree. But they are just, this woke media. Nope, we're not going to report on that because, well, we have too many ties to China. Hey, they own so much of these, media outlets. It's crazy. So we really have to commend the people down there for having the courage to stand up to that. At least that's in my view. Now, Second article I was reading today really kind of was quite interesting and a little concerning as this. So Ben Wallace, who is the National Defense Director over there in Great Britain, he comes out and he says, look, the British military is probably at its weakest point that it ever has been in the last 200 years. And so what he comes out and says is he says, oh, well, our military, is probably fully comprised of about 72,500 persons. And I'm thinking to myself, well, even if that's true, why on earth would you publicize that? It should be an issue. The size of the military, number one, should probably be an issue of national security. I mean, you may as well, send Putin a letter over there and say, you know what, if you invade it right now, you'd probably be able to push us over with a broom, because, we're like in the weakest position we have been for the last 200 years. So, hey, come and get us. I mean, it is just absolutely crazy. Now, the reason they're in this fix is because, like a lot of these Western countries, my home country, Canada, and whatever, well, they're depending on NATO to come to their rescue all the time. And so what did they do? They just kind of cut back on their military spending to the point that now they're practically decimated at a time when they really need it. And what they should have probably done is maintain their military spending. They don't necessarily need to keep rising and building these massive over-the-top military, powerhouses. I mean, you don't necessarily need that when you have a good community of allies, but you don't want to watch it fall below. I mean, look, 72,500 persons doesn't actually make up one full army group. That's what's crazy about that. And so it really, to call it an army. And so one of the statements this guy made, he comes on and he says, look, if we want to have our military just like stay at home here and tootle around, and kind of like help, fix natural disasters and sandbag dams and all that kind of stuff, well, sure, we can do that. But if you think our military is capable of defending us, well, you're off your rocker. I mean, and I think he's off his rocker for at least saying that publicly. I think he should be out there and saying, hey, look, let's do this behind closed doors and let's get a campaign out there to recruit individuals and spend a little bit more money building up a solid, strong, and something to be proud of national defense system. Now, hey, that's what I think. So I don't know. The world is truly crazy right now. It just seems like you turn around and something else is hitting in your face almost daily, every day. Now, guys, something I want to point out, and this is kind of like an aside because I did kind of touch and read on this article as well. But you've got India, the government of India, and the government of the United Arab Emirates trying to work out deals where they can interact with one another and sidestep this whole U.S. dollar thing. I'm telling you, the pressure on the U.S. dollar is going to be something else. And especially considering both of those nations are introducing their central bank digital currencies. And if America doesn't get on board and get on board quick, they're going to lose a lot of influence around the world. And you're going to see a lot of countries out there, kind of aligning themselves in a way that they can circumvent the whole U.S. dollar thing. And in doing so, of course, they avoid any kind of pressure that a sanction could ever be brought against them. And so this is going to be a big deal as well. And I think it's going to be happening right quick. I mean, you're seeing 2023 and 2024. They're going to be big years, guys. Lots of change. Absolutely no doubt about it. Well, guys, I hope you have a fantastic Monday, and I've got a great video planned for us later this afternoon that you're not going to want to miss. It's going to be really amazing. And by the way, I just want to say thank you to all of you guys out there for making the comments that you do. And hey, even the ones that don't necessarily agree with what I'm saying or putting out there, I don't mind those either. I really just appreciate the fact that we're respectful and kind to one another through the whole process, and that is something to value, I'll tell you what. So I hope you have a great day until we meet later on with our video. Have a good one and take care.